Do you want to get a teeny tiny waist? It may be easier than you think, and how to get there might surprise you. I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do and 1 thing to avoid to get you your teeniest, tiniest waist ever. The first step is probably obvious. You've got to get lean. How lean do you need to get? Well, look at these pictures and see what your body looks most like. For women, we want to get to between 18% and 24% body fat. For men, it's more like 8% to 12%. And here listed are the amount of time in general it will take to get you from where you are to that optimal range. Now I know what you're thinking, this is going to take forever. I had the same thought when I first started. But the slower you go, the more likely it is that you'll be able to keep up these results for a very long time. Having said that, I will talk about a few things that you can do that could help accelerate these results by 1 to 3 weeks. But first, how do we get lean? You want to create a 300 to 500 calorie deficit in your diet. Make it easy by swapping out high calorie foods that you love with lower calorie options. For example, you could switch out regular rice with cauliflower rice, or regular bacon with turkey bacon. Or one of my favorites, you can swap out chips for popcorn. Swapping out 1 food per meal that reduces the calories by 100 to 150 calories can help you reduce your total calorie intake for the day by 300 to 500 calories without sacrificing feeling full, and with some creative cooking techniques without sacrificing on taste either. You also want to make sure you're getting about 1 gram of protein per body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you want to get approximately 150 grams of protein. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I struggle to meet the 1 gram per pound myself, but it is what I strive for every single day. Based on the science, you're getting probably all of the benefit or most of the benefit by getting 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight. But that number is harder to remember. So as a heuristic, think 1 gram per pound of body weight. And if you fall short, you're probably getting enough protein. If you haven't already, definitely invest in whey protein. It is one of the best investments that you can make for your body. First of all, in terms of the amount of protein you get, it's one of the most cost-effective sources of protein, but also it has one of the lowest amounts of calories per amount of protein as well. So it doesn't add a lot of calories to your total daily intake. Personally, what I love to do is add whey protein, some frozen kale, and some frozen mixed berries into my bullet and some water, and that is what I have for my breakfast. I hit a serving of veggies, a serving of fruit, lots of fiber, and my protein all in the morning while keeping the calories really low. You'll also want to make sure that you are resistance training at least twice a week. Resistance training can help increase your metabolism a little bit. It seems to help with preventing weight regain after the end of a diet. And also, it forces your body to preferentially choose to burn fat as opposed to muscle as you're getting leaner. You can do this at a gym, or you can do this at home, or you can do one of my favorite full body workouts, which is Pilates. Don't let Pilates fool you. It is a great full body workout. One of my favorite videos to watch is bodybuilders trying to do Pilates classes for the first time. Those videos are gold. I mentioned before there might be something that you can do to accelerate your results by 1 to 3 weeks. One of the hardest parts of your body to mobilize fat from happens to be our midsections. And it's hypothesized it's because we get very poor blood flow to our midsection, especially if we have a lot of adiposity or fat in that area. It also turns out as we lose fat from that area, the blood flow does start to increase. So the closer you get to that lean look you're going for, the faster you will see your results start to accelerate. But to speed up the process by maybe 1 to 3 weeks, there's been at least one study conducted to show that if we do endurance abdominal training, in other words, resistance training for our ab muscles for 45 minutes to an hour in a session, 3 to 4 sessions a week, there does seem to be a significant increase in fat mobilization and loss from the midsection specifically. For a full protocol on how to do this with some extra things that you can try that are low cost, low effort, check out this video here. Okay, moving on to what to skip. You're going to wanna skip oblique workouts. Your obliques are the muscles on the sides of your waist. Now, whenever we train a muscle hard enough and with enough repetitions for long enough, it's going to grow bigger. And normally that is what we want. But for your teeniest, tiniest waist possible, what oblique training can do is give you a chunkier, very cool, muscular waistline, but that might not be what we want in this specific scenario. The reason we don't skip other ab exercises is because of their ability to help target fat loss specifically from our midsections. Also, they help get our midsection looking more toned versus soft. For me personally, I do oblique exercises. I've decided I'm okay with having a few extra millimeters on my waist if it means that I have sculpted obliques and a very strong core. Although there isn't direct evidence for this, there are some indirect inferences we can make based on studies done on women with diastasis recti. Diastasis occurs oftentimes during pregnancy and postpartum, where your abdominal muscles have separated because of your stretching belly. There have been several studies to show that if you do deep core activation and exercises, you can actually close that gap between your abdominal muscles by up to 2 centimeters. Now, again, this is pure extrapolation. No studies have looked into this to my knowledge, but doing deep core exercises might give you that small benefit. In addition, they'll make your core stronger, so it's a win-win. The exercise I recommend trying are called stomach vacuums. To perform a stomach vacuum, you'll want to exhale all of the air that you can out of your lungs and then suck your belly button in as hard as you can. You're going to hold that for up to 10 seconds, then let it out, rest 30 seconds to a minute, and repeat. You can try to repeating up to 10 times in a single bout. That'll take about 10 minutes of your time, and you can do this every single day. And the last step that will surprise you. But before I tell you what it is, I want you to look at these 2 pictures and tell me, in which of these pictures does she have a smaller waist? Make sure you put your guess in the comments below. Go ahead, go, I'll wait. Okay, have you guessed? Did you think it was this one? In both pictures, her waist is the exact same size. The difference in this picture is she has larger medial delts, which is the muscle in your shoulder that gives you a shoulder cap, as well as curvier hips. The muscle that gives you curvier hips primarily is the glute medius. We can train these muscles to be bigger to give us the illusion of a smaller waist. How do we grow our medial delts and our glute medius? Here are my 2 favorite exercises that you'll want to do 2 to 4 times a week. In each session, 3 to 4 sets of the exercise, and you're trying to choose a weight or resistance that allows you to get to 12 repetitions with difficulty. For your medial delt, you'll want to do a dumbbell lateral raise or a cable lateral raise. One trick you can try is to reduce the involvement of your traps which is the muscle behind your neck, from performing the movement and really focusing on growing that shoulder cap. Bring your elbows to your waist and then fan your hands out as far as they will go. That angle that your arm is making should be the angle in which you lift your dumbbells or cables from. Also, if you are using the cable machine, make sure to turn away from the cable. Set the cable to about the height of your hand in the stretched position, and make sure you let your arm come across and forward of your body to really get a deep stretch in that medial delt before raising that cable. For your glute medius, my favorite move is a hip abduction. You can place a weight on your thigh, holding it there, or behind your knee. You are going to both lift your leg but also push your hips forward so that your torso and thigh make a straight line to ensure that you're engaging your glute medius. You'll then come down, trying to come down to just tap the mat so you are not losing tension in your muscle before repeating the movement. And there you go. The steps that you can take to get your smallest waist ever, things to avoid, and some fun things to try. Let me know what you think of this in the comments, and if you found this helpful, please do subscribe and share. And lastly, if there's a topic you're really dying to learn more about, put it in the comments below and I'll make sure to do a video on it.